All that's true. And look, the only reason this team is considered a great team, potentially, and has Super Bowl aspirations, because of that player. I think he's the second best player in the entire league. Everybody thinks he's at least one of the 3 or 4 best quarterbacks in the entire league. Some people argue he's the best. But last night specifically, Atlanta was on fire early, and then they almost put the game away in the final play of the first half, but going for that cost them points. And then they were stuck in the mud the whole second half. The Bills had the ball 3 times in the second half, down 7. Go score to take the lead or get a field goal to really put pressure on them. They only moved the ball once. The other times were 3 and outs. The one time they did move the ball, Josh did that kind of ridiculous push pass on 4th and 2. And here is my frustration. Brew, you know how I've said the best life in sports is being like the 17th best player in the NBA? Somewhere 17 to 25, where when you're great, you get all the love. Right. And when you're not great, people are like, the best player on the team needed to be better. It feels to me like Josh Allen, even though he's the defending MVP, lives in that world narratively. When the Bills look awesome, we never come on and be like, man, that offensive line is just the best. James, it is Josh Allen is playing the position as well as anybody who's ever played it. It's that he is neck and neck or is past Patrick or all these things. And when they lose in a game that he did not play well, again, I think it's rare that he doesn't play well, but he did not play well. They scored 14 points. We're saying there's a bit of he needs, the rest of the team let him down. And I just don't think, I do think they are a flawed roster, and I do think they need to improve on things you're talking about to win a championship. But I think last night, he was part of the problem.
Unbelievable. Unbelievably ridiculous. Trying to put this on Josh Allen is diabolical. And you want to talk about the O-line? Well, they're doing great. No one talks about the O-line. Dude. You downplay the defense from the Kansas City Chiefs in 23 and 24. You downplay the O-line, who had the best offensive line in the NFL in 2022. With the Kansas City Chiefs. With a 75% pass block win rate. Miss me with the nonsense. Miss me with that narrative that Josh Allen gets all the praise when they're winning and he gets none of the blame when they lose. And that's, you're literally describing Patrick Mahomes. Literally describing Patrick Mahomes. And Mangini goes on here to say, I'm not going to play it because we got other things to unpack. But he's like, dude, you had a running back that had like nearly 200 some total yards, or he had like 170 rushing yards alone. Yeah, he had over 200 total yards with Bijan Robinson, 170 rushing. Okay, Drake London, who had 158, they couldn't get to Michael Penix Jr. But it's all Josh Allen. Let's talk about how Josh Allen's not good enough. It's funny. Let's talk about the support that both teams have had. Specifically, none other than Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. In typical fashion, the Kansas City Chiefs defense is literally playing better than the Buffalo Bills, giving up only 20 points per game. And their offense is scoring 25.8. Where the Buffalo Bills are scoring 27.8 points, and their defense is giving up nearly 23 points. Okay? Patrick Mahomes against a rowdy opponent like the New York Giants, only 9 points. The Baltimore Ravens, yeah, they were messed up on defense, but it's still Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens, held them to 20 points. The Detroit Lions, who have been hanging points left and right, a top offense in the NFL, held them to 17 points. The Philadelphia Eagles held them to 20 points. The one outlier was the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that's because Patrick Mahomes threw a pick six. That wasn't his defense. His defense punches out the ball at the goal line to cause a fumble. But here's where it gets really fun. And I'm going to show you clips throughout the course of this. I took Josh Allen's top 3 wide receivers, his top 3 targets, and Patrick Mahomes' top 3 targets. And what did we find here? Ooh, it's good. Ooh, it's good. Hollywood Brown, Travis Kelce, Juju versus Coleman, Shakir, Kincaid. Josh Allen's contested target rate is nearly double that. Over double percent. 10% of Patrick Mahomes' targets to his top 3 receivers, 10% are contested. For Josh Allen, it's 23%. Coleman, 9 out of 36, 25%. Shakir, 6 out of 32, 19%. Kincaid, 6 out of 24, 25%. Juju, 1 target was contested, 4%. Travis Kelce, 3 out of 35, 8%. Hollywood Brown, 6. Literally every single one of Josh Allen's top 3 receivers have more targets than any of the other 3. One of them, Coleman, has essentially all 3 of Patrick Mahomes' top 3 receivers combined in contested targets. Just Coleman alone at 9 for 36. It's outrageous. 2.5 times Coleman than at a contested target rate. And with that said, of course, we got the yards after catch. Hollywood Brown, that everyone makes fun of, 174 yards after catch. Juju, who everybody makes fun of, 154 yards after catch. And Travis Kelce, 104. Kincaid pulling some slack with 164. But the total, 432 yards after catch to Josh Allen's 268. This is just from his top 3 targets. But it's all Josh Allen, right? It's all Josh Allen. You love to use numbers. You love to use stats. You love to use all the stats. Right? We love to use these types of stats. Oh no, Josh Allen, he's not good. He's regressing. What about the stats that I showed you? These are just as legitimate. But let's see what Orlovsky has to say. Take it away, Dan.
I agree with you that it's worthy to add downfield speed. I think that can be true, while also being real. They were down 8 starters for most of that football game last night on both sides of the ball. So yes, they're going to have to play better defensively. They're going to have to be more gap sound. They're going to have to tackle better. But they also have to get a lot of their weaponry back to really gauge where this defense and really where the team is as a whole.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that in the trade deadline coming up soon, early November. Let's go to the other.
We're not going anywhere else. We're staying right here. Everybody wants to blame Josh Allen. Credit to Orlovsky talking about, man, they were down 8 starters on both sides of the ball. I'm old enough to remember when Patrick Mahomes was down a bunch of starters. He didn't look so good. He didn't win any games. Nope. But Josh Allen, he needs to be able to. Listen, I wanted Orlovsky to do more than what he did right here, so I'll get after it. I just want to show you a few clips of how much easier, even when this team, and at this game they already got Xavier Worthy back, but they're going up against the Baltimore Ravens, and how many moments the game is just made so much easier and so much more straightforward, even when this roster is not complete. And this idea that it's just, Patrick Mahomes putting this team on his back, and then Josh Allen needs to put the Buffalo Bills on his back, and he can't. I'm so sick and tired of this narrative. First of all, look how protected this man is. On a game when Josh Allen was pressured non-stop. In this game, Patrick Mahomes was pressured half the amount of Josh Allen. Josh Allen was pressured over double the amount. And then again, nice little check down behind the line of scrimmage, mind you. And we're off to the races for a first down. And beyond. And don't forget this great defensive interception on Lamar Jackson the next possession. Mahomes makes a beautiful throw down the field to, of course, Xavier Worthy. And just look at this spacing. Look at this spacing. There was never moments for this for Josh Allen at all. But look at this. Boom. And again, beautiful throw by Patrick Mahomes. I'm showing these plays not to downplay Patrick Mahomes. I can't emphasize that enough. I'm using Mahomes simply as the gold standard here, just to show you how Patrick Mahomes is able to be the best version of himself when the offense around him is there for him. And again, look at this. Quick little pass behind the line of scrimmage to Travis Kelce. Boom. Taken to for 8 yards. Another bang, bang, quick throw. Boom. And we're off. All the time in the world. Wide open pass. Boom. Boom. I mean, now look at this nice little toss to Xavier Worthy, and we're off to the races. And beyond. Again, Patrick Mahomes kind of gets flushed out of the pocket. Not really. A wide open check down to Kelce. Look at even this play right here, this little scramble drill. Look how the player at the top of your screen is going to now understand what Mahomes is looking to do and now set him up to make a beautiful off-script play. He's going, and turns around. Oh, he realizes he's got to keep running, and boom. That's the team now around him saying, hey, we're going a little off-script. Let's get after it. And then we got a literal wide-open pitch and catch touchdown. Boom. I mean, here's Josh Allen's touchdown pass, where he's actually throwing the ball like 25, 30 yards out from the end zone, about 25 yards. That's not an easy play. But here's a perfect example that when his team can make some plays, look at Josh Allen getting flushed, pressure on, and look at the throw that this man makes. I mean, just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. But it takes a great catch as well. You need the players around you to rise to the occasion. But out of bounds. So it doesn't count. Here's a play now where Josh Allen is scrambling. And he's got a guy in the middle of the field that can maybe do a little bit of a dance with him, like I pointed out. And he wants to be able to do it. But his teammates do not abide. He just stands there. Just stands there. Isn't trying to do anything else. And then he gets wrapped up. I mean, look how Josh Allen gets swallowed up right away. Just nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. And then immediately his defense gives up a 83-yard touchdown run. I mean, he's a scramble where Josh Allen wants to make a play. He's desperately wants to make a play here. He's trying to look downfield. He's trying to direct people. No one's getting open. He's now doing it. He wants to turn and throw again. Just nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Here's a 3rd and 3, where he's expecting his receiver to stop where he's throwing the ball, which would have then been a pretty decent run, at least a first down. But instead, nope, not there. That's not on Josh Allen. They highlighted that on the broadcast. Orlovsky highlighted that. I mean, even when there's plays open, they're never able to get them the ball in a way that then allows them to continue to run. I mean, look at this right here. Again, great throw. It's a good play, but it just consistently never allows them to keep going. Catch, tackle, boom. Immediately done. Case in point, Patrick Mahomes, still plenty of time in the pocket, gets to just sit there, makes a throw, Xavier Worthy wide open, and gets to continue to run. And then you want to say, well, Patrick Mahomes, he's throwing touchdowns to people no one even knows. And then you look at the play design, And you see how perfectly this is schemed open to just sit back and throw to a wide receiver, Thornton, doesn't matter who it is, in the end zone as open as it gets. As open and as clearly as defined as it will ever get in the NFL. Boom, touchdown. Nice catch. 6 points. I mean, even on a play like this now for Josh Allen, he has to scramble, has to make a nice throw. I think they get the first down or right at the line. But again, it still doesn't lead to an additional 5 yards, 10 yards. You'll see, makes a throw, met with contact immediately. And yet, when they can now actually get some support, he makes the throw, similar play, this time, can take it in. So when they succeed, it's because the team helps them succeed. And when they fail, it's because the team literally can't do the rest. I mean, in this moment, the score is 21-14. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Josh Allen wants to make a throw. He immediately has no one open. So he's just like, okay, I got a second. I need a second. And the pocket crushes him immediately. And here's now the perfect example. He's trying to make a play. 4th and 2. Scrambling. He tosses it. And his player can't come back to him. Now it's 3rd and 1. Remember the nice little toss to Xavier Worthy that went for like 20, 30 yards? Well, Josh Allen's player can't hold on to the ball. Drops it. Boom. Done.
Go for a tush push. And I mean, you can just see Elijah Moore, his left hand, he doesn't get it up high enough. And the ball.
Now they get the ball back. It's 21-14. 4th quarter, 8 minutes to go. Josh Allen drops back. Pocket collapses immediately on him. Nowhere to go. I mean, look at Mahomes. He's got to scramble a little bit. He makes a low throw to Kelsey. Kelsey fingertips, grabs it, and takes it all the way to the 25. I mean, let me know how often Josh Allen gets something like this. A little toss to a big tight end like this, Kelsey. And look at him just keep going. And just keep going. And again, even when you're working with a wide receiver 3, 4, whatever, it's still set up with Thornton where it's just easy pitch and catch. Hike, let it rip, boom. As open as you get in the NFL. Just quick, defined, and then still even some extra yardage after the catch right here. I want you guys to all really understand this. We got Yak here. Okay, everyone's talking about Baker Mayfield, all the injuries that his team's having, and Patrick Mahomes and all the injuries, and yet they lead the NFL in yards after catch. Josh Allen has 679. Patrick Mahomes has over 100 more yards after the catch. Those things matter. Those things absolutely matter. And you're not going to tell me it has something to do with ball placement or something, okay? You're not going to tell me that Bo Nix places the ball better than Josh Allen or Geno Smith. This is not true. When we look at accuracy, Josh Allen on target, 68.2%. Patrick Mahomes, 62.1%. Patrick Mahomes' bad throw percentage is double that of Josh Allen. So this isn't an accuracy issue. And again, please refrain from making this a whole thing about Josh Allen versus Patrick Mahomes, etc., etc. That's not what this is about. Don't bring up Super Bowls and MVPs, and it's not what this is about at all. At all. It's showing how one team is able to support their quarterback even when banged up, even when injured. And the other team fundamentally fails to do so at a pretty high clip. just the reality of the situation. I mean, if it wasn't for 2 wide open, beautifully schemed plays and some blown coverage against the Chargers, Patrick Mahomes puts up 12 points and doesn't have anywhere close. He's got like 160 yards. But this is the touchdown to Kelsey. I mean, Kelsey cannot get any more wide open. And just takes it to the house. And then Patrick Mahomes throws it to a wide open Hollywood Brown. Camera doesn't even know what the heck's going on because they're like, how did that guy get so wide open? You take away those 2 plays, he's got a very similar box score to what Josh Allen had. Just basic math. So we just got to be able to tell the whole truth here with these conversations. That's why when people talk about so-and-so did it with injuries, so-and-so did it with that, and it's just like, we got to stop. We got to stop. I mean, Josh Allen, the drop rate for him is top 10, 9th at 6.2% drop percentage. Baker Mayfield, who doesn't have wide receiver 1, doesn't have wide receiver 2, doesn't have wide receiver 3, it's 5.8. Less than that of Josh Allen. The lower the number, the better. Patrick Mahomes, he's missing all his receivers. He has no Xavier Worthy. He has no Rashee Rice. Travis Kelce is spent and washed. 5.5%. Even lower. Even lower. So yeah. I know things like this are inconvenient for you, but it's real, Rich. When Patrick Mahomes was suffering, when his numbers weren't so great in 23, 24, never wanted to talk about you always wanted to talk about the O-line, the dropped passes. Always wanted to talk about all of that. Wanted to downplay the defense. Kept saying, Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes is top of the mountain. Kansas City Chiefs, they're undefeated. Who cares that Patrick Mahomes has more interceptions than touchdowns? They're undefeated. He beat the 49ers with 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions and like a 44 passer rating or whatever the heck it was. Well, it doesn't matter. He played a perfect game. Nick Wright's exact words. They won. Nothing to do with the defense. Nothing. He had no wide receivers in 22. Let's downplay the fact that Juju balled out, had the highest reception percentage in the NFL. That Patrick Mahomes' numbers of yards after catch through the roof. His defense was highest in the pressure rate, second in sacks only to the Philadelphia Eagles, and he had literally the best offensive line in the NFL. Let's forget about that. Let's not discuss that at all. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. Totally makes sense. I know these types of actual, legitimate, concrete, advanced analytics hurts people's feelings. I know it does. I know it's inconvenient for you to see literal proof that Josh Allen is throwing to less open targets at double the rate of Patrick Mahomes and getting nearly half the amount of yards after catch off of his top 3 targets. And we want to pretend like that means nothing. Like it just is nothing. It's just Josh Allen. And we want to just keep saying MVPs, Super Bowls, MVPs, Super Bowls. Like that's just the magical dust. That's a magical answer for everything. And like I always say, okay, then give it to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl. He's been in multiple Super Bowls. Super Bowl MVP. Make sure you give Jalen Hurts that benefit of doubt if it only has to do with like winning a Super Bowl and winning lots of games. Yeah, we know that answer. Did Russell Wilson get any of the benefit of the doubt when he was in his prime and his teams were coming up short? He won a Super Bowl. He was on the Hall of Fame trajectory. No one did that either. Weird. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs defense literally played better against Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens than the Buffalo Bills defense played against Tua, Michael Penix. I mean, how do you make sense of that? Against Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions with that high-powered offense. How do you make sense of that? I don't know. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think? How much of the lows of the Buffalo Bills fall on the heavy, heavy shoulders of Josh Allen? And how unfair it is that we praise Josh Allen when he's successful and we give him none of that pesky blame when he loses. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.